Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mister takes a swing at every... She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket.
Wait here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all, but that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. You got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton. Okay, boy, we're almost done here.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing, listen, your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to a spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl.
Wait
and,
here.
More importantly, a
Easy
fan.
there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared?
Wait
When was the
here.
last time you slept? What, are you high?
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story. That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission. You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Lock the door when I leave.
Yep, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie. Real funny, Al. Real funny. Ha ha! Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back. Or until I get eaten by a grue. I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Oh.
No no plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page." Vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone?
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid.
Please help! Help me!
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Hello? Help me. Somebody back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me. Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
A present. presence. So dark. Like the forest.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Hunters need hunting licenses.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
Is only permitted
for those persons who purchase a park
fishing.
license. Obey
The park ranger's instructions.
at all times. Never.
Don't approach closer than 100 yards.
Bears and wolves never approach any other
Wildlife
closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed.
At all times.
Never leave your
Head unattended.
It is to remove any artifacts from the park
Grounds.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would. Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail. I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew.
We gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake. You better keep up. You set him up, and I'll knock him down, Wake.
That's what I got for you! How's that, huh?
Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it. Just a little longer. Scare them off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us. Just a little longer. I almost got it. Yeah! God damn it, Wake. Stop screwing around. Okay, it's open, Wake. Move it or lose it. Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon. This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
You're gonna give me the manuscript, or you'll be sorry.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my... On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent. Next move. Rusty had warned me about these traps. It hurt like hell. I was stuck. The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods and
Your own foolishness.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Be aware of Widowmakers! Is a hazardous occupation.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What, am I crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on. I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods. I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus. The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond. I had to find the key to the garage.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing. It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird. That over bad. Ow, make them go away, please.
They're gone!
Hey, I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Good girl.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone. How the hell did...
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island. It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store. The Scratchin' Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary...
Once I got on the road, my gun and flashlight were gone.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know,
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had a, argument with Danny, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slane!
I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on! Make it easy on him!
Get after it! Don't let him get away! Move it! Move it! Move it! I'll have your chance if you let him get away!
Stop running!
Freeze!
Okay, men, keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here.
Oh, damn.
Over here! Man out! Wait! God damn it! Where did he go? He slipped away. Keep an eye out. He's gone! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes. Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle.
Search the area! Stay sharp! This way! Over here!
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Sheriff Breakers, this is Agent Nightingale. I've lost contact with most of the men you assigned to me. It's Wake's doing.
Wait, are you seriously telling me that geek writer just took out my deputies? Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket.
Over. He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
I
Search the area. Stay sharp. This way. Over here.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on.
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without one. old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again. It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Report. Over.
The right to remain silent.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well...
They'll have to try to sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm gonna see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt her.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use. The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisted.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything. I was getting closer.
Did you call 911?
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of
desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition. But you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his thousand beyond, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Rose didn't know how the strange old... The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below. I had never been this glad to see the sunrise.
I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity. Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music. Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought. Let me see. Okay. Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by you.
You want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before. When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. The hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution. Some of the taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment. I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. "Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here." I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century. Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling.
Ну, я так и знал, что когда-нибудь, но все-таки с комментариями. Хоть второй раз. Я потому что уже проходил его, Alan Wake, на старом канале. Я все-таки запишу. Я все-таки его запишу. А что там? Тетика, ну, хрен с ним. Эпизоды, хорошо. Нормальный. Уровень сложности. Ну да. Я все-таки знал, что я когда-нибудь, но я его запишу. Ну что ж, не начал, конечно, перепроходить Alan Wake, просто для себя. Так, давайте продолжим. Так, вчера я тут начал записывать. Короче, делать сейчас нечего. Все эти Far Cry, Plains, там всякие свернцы мне уже надоели. Хочется отвлечься от этих игр и заняться чем-нибудь хорошим таким, потому что я довольно сильный фанат Alan Wake, я его несколько раз проходил. В этой серии мы продолжим. Серия будет минут на 40, может на 50. Поэтому устраивайтесь на смотровую площадку у зеркальной вершины, но у меня тут у Mirror Peak. Подожди, или я что-то путаю. Что-то вот, блин. Либо что-то путаю, господи. Ну, короче, решил записать комментариями Alan Wake, надеюсь, комментарии записываются. На смотровую площадку. Давно комментов вы там узнаете, что там было, что не было. Так, играю на ультре. Так, параметры, графика. Вот. Все, что можно было поставить на максимум, я поставил. Иногда пролагивает до 29, но это не особо важно. Главное, сейчас не лагает. Блин, кошнаком, конечно, сейчас звонит, это жесть. Моя бедная Витюха. Хорошо, что хоть ты форчи на улице тепло. В феврале месяце, господи.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been...
Так, единственное, что я сейчас звук потише сделаю. Эффекты, речь, видеоролики. Вот так. Пройти через город произойти. Ой. Понятно. Пошагай, фонариком, байка, пошагай, гребаную тачку. Это на тебя. Сагрился, господи. Эх, старый добрый Alan Wake. Старый добрый Wake. Блин, даже не знаю, куда это вставить, куда будет эта серия. Так. Мы тоже искали. Ладно, хрен пока с этими страницами, пока новую найду. Я, конечно, вам буду читать, конечно, страницы эти. Так, тут можно прыгать, нет? Нет, можно не прыгать. Ну, ладно. Так, хорошо, контрольная точка, что у нас такое? Грей Пик Гордж. Шартерский городок Грей Пик. Гордж был основан в 1928 году как одно из постоянных поселений для рабочих горнодобывающей компании Bright Falls. Bright Falls. Гребаное местечко-то, а? Призрачное. Близ лежащее кладбище служит мрачным напоминанием об опасностях, ежедневно поджидающих шахтеров. Там похоронено большинство погибших за все эти годы. Мрачное предупреждение живым о необходимости соблюдать осторожность. Грей Пик Гордж был покинут жителями практически за одну ночь в 1970 году, когда закрылась горнодобывающая компания Bright Falls. Да, мы там читали в прошлой серии, но как она там закрылась, там что-то произошло извержение, шахта накрылась, погибли рабочие, которые выжили, свалили отсюда, а вместе с ним и... Если... О, термос, мать твою, термос. Это уже какая-то наркомания пошла. Термос, забери термос быстрей. Термос это хорошо. Это офигенно. Так, давайте дальше бежим. Как-то дальше бежать, что-то непонятно. Так, давайте вот сюда. Надеюсь, сейчас у нас этот трактор не сакрится. Так. Что такое тут? А, батарейки, конечно же, батарейки. Так, что-то есть. Какой-то домик какой-то. Я не могу просто радоваться. Как я соскучился по Веку. Как я по нему соскучился. Это жесть просто, блин. Я помню, кого записывал. Вот, и на тут уже рельсы начинают. Если нам что-нибудь осталось. О, хорошо. Так, давай, стреляй. Я что-то мимо, ладно. Конечно, можно было не тратиться, но что-то мне подсказывает, что я зря потратился. Кидай! Хорошо. Давай, гори, падла, гори. Давай. Отлично. Последний хреновина. Давай, гори. Гребаная тележка. Ну, все хорошо. Тележка сгорела. Праздник какой-то, блин. Так. Эх, я вот помню, как я тут начал серию. Я еще говорил, что тут вот я новый микрофон купил. То есть нет, я не купил новый микрофон, я начал, как бы сказать, удалять шум через аудиосети. Конечно, сейчас я это нифига не делаю, у меня, конечно, микрофон не самый, конечно, хороший, он немного скрипит, но зато не шумит особо так, как шумел тот. Гребаный поезд! Насагрился поезд! Ай-яй-яй-яй! Никогда не умел уклоняться. Если бы же. Меня убили. Ну, как обычно, как обычно. Так, у нас, в принципе, одна... Не, хотя давайте пока вот. Какие-нибудь сигнальные ракеты, да? Ой, ебаный в рот, а. Извини, конечно, извините за мат, но, блин. Эх, сейчас поезд сагрится, а. Гребаная тьма. Дай. У меня хорошо. Сейчас хоть более-менее быстрее выжигается. Так, кто там еще? Еще гребаная вагонетка. Вагонетка, господи. Вагонетка. Ну, там застрял, это хорошо. 6 батареек потратил, блин, а. 6 гребаных батареек. Так, ну что, тут есть что написано? Save heaven. Фиг знает, что это означает. Мне нужен был ключ от двери. Ну что ж, сейчас поищем. Так, ключ от двери тоже где-то... Блин, бочка какая-то. Так. Где-то вот в этом домике, да? Угу. Сейчас будет агро, да? Ну, в принципе, или нет, или да, ладно, или не будет агро. Я, как обычно, я что доберу, всегда какой-нибудь агро. Открывай. О, хорошо. Так, куда-то мы тут непонятно куда сошли. Так, о. Нехорошо. Я сумел спуститься вниз, нашел обувную коробку с огнеклами и бумагами Томаса Зейна. Слова расплываются перед глазами, но кое-что я собрался разобрать. Сумел он поэт, настоящий поэт. Он пишет о музах и творцах, от которых озеро рождало чудеса. По словам которых менял мир. Он пишет об обители богов. Чтобы проскользнуть туда, надо стереть границу миров. Зейн пишет про себя самого, про то, как его любимую захватила темная сущность, но про то, и про то, как он начал бояться озера. Потому что это гребаное озеро, гребаное волшебное озеро, какого хрена там домик был вроде как, а вроде нет. Тима, конечно, постарался его выудить из воды. Потом все, силы истощились. И она обратно его под воду загнала. Так, охотничье ружье. Носок там патрон 20. В охотничьем. Конечно, охотничьем, мне кажется, не... Подожди-ка, патроны. 11, а тут 20, да? И давайте помповая. Она хотя и не, кажется, охотничья она будет... Господи, давай уже. Что-то не хочет. А, вот все меняется. Хоть оно не такое мощное, но тут патронов больше. Мне кажется, охотничья будет помощнее. Но... А все дело в патронах, в их количестве. Ботинки валят. А он не доел уже елки-то валить, да? Всем что ли офигели? Что-то холодно как-то. Так, ладно, так. Так, контрольная точка. Так, наверное, нам явно на эту лестницу. Тут это уже напекает нам полностью об этом. Я давно проходил новый, где-то около 6-7 месяцев назад, поэтому я многого не помню. Ну, конечно, помню концов. Блин, надеюсь, вы не слышите шума моего компа. Точнее, моей видеокарты, точнее. Как там трактит. Похититель прислал мне сообщение. Сплошная неграмотность и куча ошибок. И оскорбление. Он велел мне поторапливаться. Так, у нас такая вот пасхалочка. Давайте возьмем. О, хорошо. Ракетница это пригодится. Давайте перезарядим ее. Иногда она просто спасает, когда вот предметы оживают. Вот тогда она спасает. Да, конечно, единственное, что мне не нравится в волномеке, то что вы очень быстро устает. Это очень быстро устает. Вот я бегу. Вот он бежит по полной. Вот, все. Если бежу до этого камня, все, он уже выдохся. Все. Вот как так можно, а? Что? Ой-ой-ой, вороны! Да чуть... А, нет, не световую надо. Блин, ну ладно. Вот я не... Пока что... Более-менее отбил их атаку. Давайте аккуратно. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Да, это было... опасно. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Было опасно. И как обычно, мы прошли, и с нами тут же обрушился мост. Тут же обрушился. Прям тут же. Так. Давай, прыгай. Провалим. А вот это место я понял. А сейчас он сейчас что тут будет? Элиса будет звать, да? Сейчас нас будет. А ладно. Значит, это на нас так действует. Ну, конечно, местечко, конечно, жуткое. Так, куда дальше? Вот сюда. Что написано? Нифига непонятно, что написано. Так, ладно. Во-во-во-во-во. Алло, это я, Тьма. Поторопился, мой дорогой. Я хочу тебя использовать во имя своих же целей. Ага. Так, у нас отлично, у нас сигналки есть, это хорошо. Вот они называются фальшфейры. Блин, короче, сигналки, короче, сигнальные ракеты. У нас такой вот импровизированный перевод на моей игре, так сказать. Найтингейлов в отеле, мотеле, это уже ходячие пошли. В отеле Мажестик. Даже с закрытыми дверями и задернутыми занавесками в блин, что такое? Обшарпанной комнатке местного мотеля. Мажестик Найтингейл ощущал взгляды местных жителей и их давящее неодобрение. Господи, Найтингейл такой еще псих, блин, нет. Какой фильм не посмотришь, какую игру не поиграешь, вот везде есть психи, а. Тут Найтингейл, ну, конечно, еще алмы качать, конечно. Чё он тут видит? Всему, господи. Не знаю, там, Far Cry, там, не знаю, там, тоже там половина игры психов. Блин. Это жесть просто, это просто жесть. Блин, провод какой-то. Так, сейчас мы распутаем. Вот так вот. Так, отлично. Так, от зарядки провод. Так, я не дочитал. Он заставил себя выбросить это из головы. Очевидно, чары Уэйка распространились на всех и каждого. Но чтобы сделать работу, нужно выполнять свои обязанности. Он отхлебнул из бутылки и испокался. Гребаный пухарь. Пожалуйста, подумал он. Дайте мне с этим разделиться. Разделаться. Так, F5, F5. Главное на F9 не нажать. Мне эта кнопка. Начало записи. Кнопка. Чуть-чуть потише сделай эффекты. Так, эффекты. Так вот. Мне кажется, громковато чуть-чуть. Но может перекрикивать. О, бензопил. Гребаный бензопил. Или этот парин. Если им так, как обычно, убиваем просто тупо их полен. Конечно, либо это, конечно, топорами покидаться. Это, конечно, их дело. Ай-яй-яй! Кидай! Блин, чуть не сдохли. Так, давай, пока что его отгоним назад. Сначала выберем вот этого. Так, перезарядимся! Ой-ой-ой, стоять! Нет, это топорин. Да, важно, конечно, его убивать. Сколько патронов-то надо? Вот, хорошо. Так, что надо было, можно было взять? Так, точняк. После охотничьего и револьвера. Так, ладно, он вот отсюда пришел, да, или нет? Вот отсюда пришел точняк. Он что выломал своим топором дверь. Конечно, это была не дверь, а доски. Так, покинуть серебряный рудник. О, термос, хорошо. А столько мы уже собрали, а? Так, статистика. 26 штук. Хорошо. Конечно, я там пропустила, конечно, уже из них с 20-ку. Но и столько, конечно, хорошо. Блин. Офигенная игрушка. Всегда я прошел, даже когда первый раз запустил. В старой системе. На минималке вроде бы пошла, вроде бы. Да, придется пробраться под себя. Подстроить местное оборудование. Конечно, если оно еще работает. Хотя, конечно, я знаю, что оно работает, это знаю, в принципе. Так, а где Вейк стоит? Чуть ниже, да? Вот так поставим, хорошо. Вейк, давай, аккуратно. Так, проходим. Так, тут у нас ничего нет, кроме лестницы. Давайте полезем вверх. Залезай, Вейк, залезай. То там что-то есть еще, хорошо. Так, и рукопись, да? Нет, черт, это фонарь гребаный. Так, теперь еще выше. Вот так вот, наверное, нормально будет. Так. Давай, Вейк, аккуратно. Так, хорошо. Блин, как я могу налюбоваться на Вейка? Старый, добрый Вейк. Эх, хорошо. Еще выше, точнее. Так, сейчас, короче, блин, вот сюда. Еще выше эту хрень ставим. Так. Вот так вот. Тут он проходит теперь. Так, хорошо, забираемся по лестнице. Мне кажется, я пропустила большой фонарик. Мне кажется, сейчас он у меня уже должен быть. Небольшой, конечно, не прожектор, с которым он в конце игры ходил. Но подлиннее такой фонарик. С большой рукояткой. Так, ну тут у нас что? Вот мы лестницу вниз сдвигаем, так сказать. Теперь мы вниз и двигаем выше вот эту вот вязанку металлолома. Давай прыгай уже, господи. Во. Хорошо. Так, тебя давайте выше. Так, вот так будет нормально. Так, и теперь на лестницу. Вот я ее подвинул. Спнул ее, так сказать. Да так, что наш вниз укатил, так сказать. Так, теперь аккуратненько пробежим. Так, хорошо. Настегнуто каре. Контрольная точка. Куда дальше? А, дальше в туда. Блин, что-то даже не заметил, что там есть. Дальше проход. Я, конечно, не помню некоторых моментов. Поэтому могут быть затупы. Ну, затупы маленькие. Буквально пару минут и все. Вот ну и да. Пнуть. Пнуть где-то. Он так пинает, так, аж так все. Разлетается, так пинает. Так, нам вот туда, да? Да, куда-то туда. Можно, конечно, наверх забраться, но мне лень. Не так лень. Ради одной страницы забираться куда-то. Воронята! Блин. Воронята, ну-ка, успокоились, а? Хребаные вороны, успокоились. О! Хорошо. Быстренько выставлять, в принципе, не надо. Так, быстренько генератор. Пока тут у нас на нас никто не стакался. А то они тут любят тагрятся, эти гребаные одержимые. Так, батарейки, ракетница, всех хрен мы берем. А вот и мы эту хрень придумали. Отлично. Так, хорошо. Сейчас будем от ворон отбиваться. Ну, в принципе, просто кинул сигналку и все. Ну как же много их, это жесть. А вот в конце отвалится. Кидаем просто сигналку и все. Они на нас не агрятся. Потому что сигнала хватило. Ну это еще одну функцию. Ну это много. Все равно вроде бы у нас их отберут. Потому что скоро мы доберемся до этой вершины. Как же он долго едет, это жесть просто. Как же она долго едет, это же жесть. Это обычно барьер. Как обычно. Давайте поближе вот к этому краю. Что случилось? Вот сейчас. Просто обрывается, да? Так, КР. Сейчас мы аккуратненько, пока трос обрывается, потому что я помню, я тут фейлил. Блин, очень какой-нибудь баг случится, я могу ее подобрать. О, чуваки пришли, гапарит. Я понял, как я вас называл гапарит, которые с одного удара уничтожаются, ликвидируются. Кстати, вот получали, да? Кстати, я так не прошел на канал American 19. Надо будет... Надо будет American 19 пройти на канал. Как сейчас я просто, это, как бы сказать, это не запланированная серия. Поэтому это, как бы сказать, прохождением не считается. Ну а American 19 я пройду официально на канал. Потому что это видео, скорее всего, вкину в плейлист нового комментед. Печка какая-то. Гребаная печка. Сколько у нас патронов? Ну, у нас 20, а тут 14. Не, давай назад. На 6 патронов больше, это хорошо. Эх, ща будут гапари вылезать. Конечно, можно убежать, конечно, наверное. Но... Эй-эй-эй-эй-эй. О, что-то я сегодня вообще как-то. Так, это без записи, конечно, легче. Просто поконцентрироваться на них. Сейчас надо говорить, выговаривать тут. Поэтому не всегда получается нормально. Поэтому пришлось прибегнуть к помощи сигнальные ракеты. Опять век устал, господи. Сколько он бежал тут? 5 метров, что ли, пробежал, устал. О, господи. Гребаный вейк. Так, берем все, хорошо. Все, тьма успокоилась, да? Да, хорошо. Можно прочитать. Озеро Колдрон. Озеро Колдрон 8-е по глубине в мире. Это вулканическое озеро, так называемая кальдера. Сам вулкан можно считать активным, но он не извергался с времен вулканического землетрясения в 1970 году. И даже с той поры подземная активность была сравнительно слабой, хотя материальный ущерб и случался, но обходилось без жертв. Озеро Колдрон – одно из красивейших мест в окрестностях Брайт-Фоллс. И вместе с этим центральный элемент местных легенд. Это популярная зона отдыха для местных жителей. Ну ладно. Так, ладно, давайте дальше пойдем. Мост, хорошо. Понятно, он бежать не может. Блин, а. Я специально музыку отключил, потому что это очень уже ругается. Он не ругается, но он вообще не монетизирует видео. Это, конечно, плохо. Я уже хоть снизился до рубля. А было раньше 3 рубля. Я знаю, что там сзади еще один идет. Сейчас мы его попробуем ликвидировать. Ой, блин, разогнался чувачело. Давайте-ка мы разъехаем оружие помощнее. Так, попал? Или мимо? Он не попал. Хотя, может, ему надо 2 выстрела. Наверное, 2. Все-таки. Надо 2. Выстрела им необходимо. Так, давайте теперь зарядим все это. Так, тоже. В револьвере. Так, еще одна пасхалочка. Так, дальше сюда. И вот, отлично. Вот лучше. Так, давайте берем ракетницу. Хорошо, у нас уже 6 патронов. Надо будет как-нибудь поиспользовать. Так, ну тут мы явно не пройдем. Надо обходить. Так, у нас страница рукописи. Хорошо, я их не брал в прошлом прохождении, первом на канал, но тут, в принципе, я уже знаю, в принципе, эту историю, поэтому мод проверил все съемные кадры для Джисаки. Уэков нигде не было. Уже стемнело, когда он обнаружил их машину, припаркованной в конце дороги у озера Колдер. Это была какая-то бессмыслица. Уэки, должно быть, не туда свернули, но их не было и следа, а машина явно торчала здесь уже первый час. Да. Гребаная тьма. Да. А жена, не знаю, почему Стоки так сакрился-то, а? Вроде бы он не отдал им ключи. Как мы туда бы попали? Он подумал, какие-нибудь съемный, как же все проверил. Ну, мы же все-таки должны были где-то остановиться. Да. Раздосадованный мод стоял на прогнивших оснастках пешеходного моста, который когда-то вел к Дайвенс Айленд, до того, как остров ушел под воду много лет назад. Моссу это не понравилось. Не понравится, да. Ушел под воду. Ой. Да, недавний Вейк спокойно на острове жил. Ну, я, конечно, знаю, что там было-то. Потому что я сюжет же знаю. Да. Кстати, освещаем гору каким-то образом. Настя светлее становится, блин. Я не знаю, как это получается. Ну, а как-то получается. Такого расстояния нереально просто. Я думаю, что мы еще потом вершину освещаем, блин, даже жесть просто. Это ж нереально. Типа что-то туплю. Ой-ой-ой, аккуратно. Чуть не свалился. Так, дальше куда? Так, дальше сюда, отлично. Толкнем. А дальше пнем, я помню. Пнуть. Да пни ты уже давай. О, хорошо, прям все ж разлетелось, как ты пнул, Вейк. О, я помню, это домик. Тут есть вниз, можно вниз пнуть. Так. Что-то к том. Миссис Том, что-то Том. Миссой Том. Да, походу. Did you write this? Да. Знала бы, что это что-нибудь значит. Том Зей. Так. Куда дальше? Что-то я... Так, дальше куда? Так, отсюда мы вошли, да, понятно. Но тут мы уже не поднимемся, а дальше куда? Походу, что-то я туплю. А, вот, господи. Слепой тетеря. Так. Давайте возьмем патроны. Я помню, что будет жесть относительная. Так. Так, отлично. Качаю сигналки. Блин, опять микрофон наушником другой. Так. О, а вот тут отвалится сюда, я помню, да. Вот, лайка даже все развалится, но, блин, я, конечно, знаю, что по-любому по-другому не пройдешь. А может как-нибудь вот так вот обойти. Либо по-любому свалимся. Да, по-любому свалимся. Так, а тут, думаю, можно как-нибудь от них удрать. Давайте кидаем флешфайр. Так, где лестница это? А вот она, хорошо. Пока что его скинули. Давайте бежим. О, еще мы кидаем. Еще одно. Ивак, давай, беги. Да, тут невозможно было пройти. Так, еще одно. Думаю, они за нами не пойдут. Так, хорошо. И быстренько линяем с этого дома. Хорошо. Фу. Я ни разу так еще не проходил. Я просто в прошлый раз их всех там бил. И пару раз умирал. Ну, хорошо. Я увидел озеро Колдрон. Мне показалось, что я могу различить то место, где находился остров и дом. Но и какая-нибудь лодка еще была. Может быть. Да когда же мы дойдем до этой площадки-то, господи? А похититель сказал, что мы быстро до нее дойдем. Я уже был близко, мне нужно было поскорее добраться туда. Я уже удивлялся на этого гребаного похитителя, у которого, конечно же, Элис не было. Уэйк просыпается в доме. Я пытался удержать Элис, но она растаяла. Я терял контроль над собой. На месте Элис стоял доктор Хартман. Угу. Это тоже помню. Я хотел ударить его, но руки меня не слушались. Хартман улыбался. Он улыбнулся. То была ободряющая улыбка, и за это я ненавидел его еще сильнее. Мне пришлось дать вам успокоительное. Не сопротивляйтесь, мистер Уэйк. У вас случился очередной приступ. Сейчас для вас главное не волноваться. Мы не хотим, чтобы случился рецидив. С некоторых пор вы являетесь пациентом моей клиники. Угу, блин. А, да, в принципе, все. Escape. Это выход. Так, хорошо. Давайте идем дальше, наконец найдем этого пика. Уэйк, это ты? Уэйк. Я здесь, я иду. А, нет, убирайся. Мы, кажется, дошли до него, да? Наконец-то. Прошу прощения, леди. Хозяин не стал. Вам что-то там. Утонул, да, в принципе, Элис вроде. Было то, что Элис утонул. Хотя она нифига не утонула, и там тьма захватила вроде. Хоть я и поклонник Уэйка, так сюжет до конца не понял. Тьма. А вот кидает световую, вперед световую и падает по тьму. Пытается меня спасти. Он падает в воды. Какие-то воды, не знаю, может быть, того самого озера. Можно с такой силой, что нужно было разбиться. реальность, все-таки игра. Вот то есть утаскивают как бы во тьму. Целую неделю там сидел в домике на озере. Вот Зейн и Хартман. Алан Уэйк. Конец третьего эпизода вроде, да? Вроде бы да. Ну что ж, давайте по-моему закончим серию. Да. Конец третьего эпизода. Ну что ж, всем пока, с вами Григорий. Подписывайтесь на канал, заходите в группу ВКонтакте. Всем пока-пока.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Wait! That you? Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! Sorry. Please, wait! The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good. This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. And from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically. I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk. Hartman obviously loved his own voice. His words echoed madly inside my head. I dug my nails into the palms of my hands to stay focused.
You need to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve
Get
some
him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Come, Alan, this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had a, how should I put this, a heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We have a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
Doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? The typewriter's in your room.
Something's wrong.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up.
Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clay.
You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here's a friendly poke from me, old little wench. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise.
Oh, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they? It's my storm. I'm taking it.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd be keeping them.
Time to pay the piper. Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses since you're so tough. Let me out of here!
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
I represent a celebrity. They'll be looking for me. Oh, that's how you want to play it? Is that how you want to play it? Really? Okay, that's how we'll play
Barry?
it.
Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean...
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out. was no creator. He had no ambitions on that.
Hey, come on! We gotta get going! I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there!
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al! Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special... Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure. Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver. For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes.
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it!
for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it.
Look out!